Some of the stocks that I've been looking at, as you guys know, I'm a big sports fan. Let's go ahead and let's get into this first one. This first one I like is SEAH. The chairman and CFO, Eric Grubman, one of the things about him is that he has roles in the NFL, roles as the EVP of the business operation, and he also has a CEO of John Collins, which mostly served as the CEO of On Location Experiences, and before that was a COO of the National Hockey League and the CEO of the Cleveland Browns NFL team. So to me, a sports SPAC that is in here and plans to get the sports entertainment sector as well as technology and services that are associated with these verticals, you're thinking stuff like, media, ticketing, payment processing, entertainment, travel, gaming, loyalty programs, things like that. The time for sports did dip with the COVID times, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart here so you guys can see the chart. And one of the things that I'm going to be looking at this one is really just the board. To me, the board is what really gets me interested in this one. Having connections with the NFL, having connections in multiple sports. I think in the long run, you're going to see a good acquisition come from this. I don't know what they're going to really get into. I'm going to be looking at this one. I've been trying to get in this one near $10. The other day I was trying to get near this 10.10, but as you can see, we've gotten a couple spikes on this chart, so I'm kind of eager onto what's going to happen with this one. So that's SEAH. Let me go ahead and put up the ticker here. A little harder to control when I'm doing everything here, but let's keep it rolling here. So another one that I'm going to be looking at, guys, is one that I'm really interested in and one that I've done a little bit more research on, and that's SPNV. We're talking about Supernova Partners acquisition, the team that plans to partner with an advantage growth company that benefits thermomatic shifts in tech-enabled trends. And so one of the things that you can see is that they're going to go into a big addressable market, a well-defined vision with a competitive scale and a team that has success before. SPNV is formed by Spencer Razkoff, not Spencer Israel from Pre-Market Prep, guys, but Spencer Razkoff. This was the co-founder of Zillow Groups and also had connections with Hotwire. He served as the CEO for Zillow for over 10 years and really led that company up. There's a lot of connections and success in this company. Where are they going to go ahead and get into? To me, it's going to be something in technology. And I think, in this era of kind of where we look to invest, you're definitely looking for some tech names. So to me, SPNV is definitely going to be one that I'm going to be looking at, guys. So one of the things that you're seeing is this one has already gapped up a little bit. So let me put up the chart here. So you see this gap up from kind of this $11, and now it's hanging out there. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one. I think, eventually you get the acquisition to come out, and this one could be one to keep going. I'll definitely keep this one on watch. I got my next one here. This is going to be GSAH. We're talking about potential rumors here. This is one that we talked about a little bit earlier. There's two kind of SPACs that have been rumored potentially targeting eToro. eToro is engaged in talks with Goldman Sachs right now, and then if you look at GSAH, that's GS Acquisition Holding Corp's 2. Then you could also look at the one that Chris mentioned right now, which was BTAQ. Both of those have some kind of touching in this one. What kind of rumor is going to come out of this one? My biggest thing is just to get as close to $10. I actually was in this one before. Full disclosure, I'm not in it anymore, guys. But if we pull up this chart, when this one was going up here in this 13, I kind of got it down here near this kind of 10.50 area, and I was thinking it was going to come right back up. Like you saw this gap down, and I was like, all right, well, it'll just come and fill this area. But that's not what happened. It actually started coming back down towards this $10 level, and I got scared out, guys. It's going to happen sometimes. You get scared out of positions, and that's what happened here. But really, if I go back and look at it, I mean that might have been a really great time to add. If I look at this chart, it got down to a low of 989s, and I was kind of worried there, and I kind of got rid of it. But I'm looking to get back in, because I'm starting to see some kind of bottoming action there, getting some volumes finally starting to pick back up. And if this one can finally get a target, it could start making a move. All right, so let's go ahead and get into CCIV. This is one that I'm not too big on if they get this target, but I have a feeling they might change targets. And so this one's all about the rumors of DirecTV. So CCIV and AT&T may be about to spin off that DirecTV. And if this one gets it, we're going to have to really worry about the evaluation of DirecTV. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here. You're starting to push back up here. You got this opening here the 18th of September, 10.25. So I think that, now that we're back above this $10 level, it's all going to be about if we can go sideways and build some volume here. This one got down to 965, and you don't see that often. I know I could bring Chris in here. You don't see this move down towards the 960s too often, right?
No, especially for one this large that is, down below 10, super attractive there, with that low risk.
That's what got me excited about this one. It wasn't really that I was watching this one per se, but more along I saw it down here at the 970s, 980s, and then I saw the volume start coming back in it, and that got me excited a little bit. At the end of the day, what I'm looking to do is get as close to $10 as possible so that I can manage my risk underneath 10. And in this stock, it might be a little bit too much risk if you had gotten it at 10 and it went down to that 960, but majority of the times we're seeing more of a hold closer towards 980s and 975s, just to kind of talk about patterns that we're seeing here. So this is one that I'm going to keep on watch to see if they change the acquisition, because if they get DirecTV, I'm not going to be as excited, but they do have the money to get a nice acquisition here. So I'll definitely keep an eye on this one. That's CCIV. And I got one more that I got from my man Carl in the chat. I want to give a shout out. This you guys reach out to us. That's one of the best parts about this is that Chris and I get message every day about SPACs, and Chris and I take them serious. We go ahead and we take a look into them and try to see if there really is some potential here. So CTAC here, let's go ahead and get into this one a little bit. I'm going to pull up the chart and talk a little bit about what this one could be. The interesting part is getting kind of these information from our viewers. CTAC here is a newly organized blank check company formed by an affiliate, a global leader in alternative investing. There's a bunch of kind of moves that it can get into, but I think this one could be kind of more of a play that can be a long-term play. And I'm going to show you why, guys. So when I pull up this chart, I see kind of this $10 pricing, back in October and November, and then it kind of just edged on up, and then this big volume spike on the 19th, on the 13th of November. We got 10 million shares traded, and now we're back to that level. And so this is kind of like what I like to see, guys, is after that move up, and some buyers got trapped up here, can you get close to that $10 level and manage that risk underneath it? Because if you can manage that risk underneath it, I think, with an acquisition of this company, this could easily be back up there at $12.50s, $13. So definitely one that I'm going to keep on watch.